What's up, guys? Happy Friday! Welcome back to Newsfeed with me, Tracy. On tonight's agenda, we are going to be talking about protection for migrant workers. We're also going to be talking about the concerns that members of parliament are raising, as well as Uganda's public debt. And going viral isn't so rosy. All of that and so much more coming up tonight. Stay tuned. The International Organization of Migration, IOM, has called for stronger cooperation and safer migration policies in order to protect migrant workers as concerns grow over abuse and exploitations of Ugandans working abroad. Now, according to the Bank of Uganda, remittances rose to 1.6 billion USD in the 12 months to mid-2025, up from 1.4 billion USD the previous year, making them one of Uganda's top sources of foreign income. However, experts warn that behind the rising figures are stories of harsh working conditions, human rights violations, and even deaths. Now, IOM says that migration must be managed through coordinated, rights-based policies to reduce risks. The UN and government officials stress stronger international partnerships, better regulation of labor recruitment agencies, and implementation of Uganda's national migration policy. Experts say protecting migrant workers is both a moral and an economic necessity. This is where a bulk of our foreign income comes from. So we need to make sure that our migrants who go to the different countries to work are well taken care of. Members of Parliament have raised concerns about the biometric voter verification machines that will be used in the 2026 general election, saying that they may cause delays at polling stations. So MPs questioned whether the Commission has enough backup systems and trained staff to handle the technology. Brigadier General Charity Bainababo has asked how the Commission plans to control voters after they've cast their ballots and protect the machines from interference by powerful individuals or groups. After the demonstration, MPs said the verification process seemed slow and could frustrate the voters if the machines fail or give changing results. Now, the Minister of State for Persons with Disabilities, Helen Asamo, also questioned how the system will work for voters with disabilities. A very valid question, and I hope that we do get answers to these questions. Is there a backup system? Are the people trained to use the system? We need to have this very well in order before the actual elections. Uganda's public debt is nearing 120 trillion Ugandan shillings as Parliament continues to approve supplementary budgets and new loans. On Tuesday, lawmakers approved fresh borrowing worth about 2.17 trillion Ugandan shillings, which is about 610 million USD, adding to the 8.1 trillion shilling supplementary budget that was passed earlier this month. Now, this pushed the national budget from 72.3 trillion shillings to 78.6 trillion shillings. Now, Treasury Permanent Secretary Dr. Ramadhan Gobi said the extra spending does not mean poor planning, but it is meant to cover unexpected and urgent costs approved by Parliament. He noted, however, that some government agencies still misuse the budgeting process. Now, Uganda's total debt now stands at 116.2 trillion Ugandan shillings, split evenly between domestic and external borrowing. Now, while Treasury insists that the debt is still manageable, concerns remain over responsible borrowing as the debt to GDP ratio rises above recommended limits. You know, I can understand like emergencies happen, there's need for urgent money. I understand that. But what is the long-term plan? Because things can't keep happening and then you have to keep getting a new supplementary budget because the debt crisis is getting worse. So how do we ensure that moving forward, we don't have to borrow as much as we are? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. So remember that video that went viral a little while ago of a man and a woman like kind of holding each other at a Coldplay concert, but then when they saw themselves on the big screen, they were like, oh, they jumped apart. Well, it was figured out that that was the CEO of a company named Astronomer, and that was his chief people officer. And they were both married. It caused a whole hullabaloo. So Kristen Cabot, which is the name of the lady in the video, she came out and she spoke out. So she did end up stepping down from her role. Her and the CEO both stepped down from their roles. She said that the online abuse has never stopped and has affected her career and her family. In interviews, she denied having a relationship with her boss, admitting to only acting inappropriately after drinking. She says she has struggled to find work and believes that she faced harsher criticism simply because she is a woman. Why were you holding each other at this event, guys? There's no reason to do that if indeed there was nothing going on between the two of you. Why were you holding each other like that, and why did you jump apart? It's not looking good for you, Kristen. It's not looking good. I mean, obviously, there's going to be social media backlash, and I guess they didn't sign up for it because they didn't post themselves, but... Sad. And that is a wrap for tonight, guys. As always, please do leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye. Not tomorrow. Next week.